Welcome to another episode of No Strings Podcast. I'm your host, Class. This is my co-host, Mr. J. And we back at it again. And this time, we decided we want to talk about Mortal Kombat 2021, baby. That movie, well, we have different opinions, different feelings about it, different emotions about this movie.
Most definitely.
And it is a very interesting... It was an interesting Mortal Kombat. I will say, as far as CGI, it was good. As far as the fighting styles, it was good. As far as the tone, it was good. And I think it was slightly better than the original ones. Actually, not slightly better. I think it was better than the original ones. I'm just going to say that. Now, my boy has another opinion on that, though.
Look, man. To say that it was not what I expected at all would be definitely an understatement. I mean, as some of you already know, my whole prediction was that it was going to center around Scorpion. Now, was that it was going to center around the rivalry between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And as, you know, Can I say or can I not say?
Yeah, no, you should. We should. We gotta get you guys ready for this.
Spoilers alert. Yeah, it does not center around them.
It's not about them. No.
It does, but it does not.
Yeah,
it's a small piece of the story, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
What? I don't even remember the guy's name.
Nope.
Cole?
Yeah, I think his name's Cole. Yeah.
Alex or Reggie or
so. What we're talking about is this new added character. Rudy, maybe. Rudy. Yeah, maybe Rudy. I don't know. I don't remember his name.
Rudy Cole.
All I know is he was not memorable.
Look, I liked the kid's abilities, you know, what he can do, his backstory. You know, he's an MMA fighter. He can take a punch, you know, and then that goes to be his ability later in the movie. It was cool. It was, you know, but this movie is focusing on an entirely new character.
Yeah.
The entire time I was doing this, and you know, I've talked to other people who've seen it. I seen it with my brother. He was thinking the same thing. You know, a buddy of mine was thinking the same thing, and they always ask the same question: who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, I haven't even played the game forever, like for years, and even I know some familiar characters when you see them, and then I see this guy, and I'm like, okay. Who are you? And are you Liu Kang's cousin or something?
Yeah, no, that's Kung Lao.
No, that's Kung Lao. Are you another cousin of his or something?
Yeah,
what's going on here?
They're cousins or whatever, or adopted brothers or whatever in this movie. But I mean, you know, that's just one little inconsistency. I noticed really they were using characters that people didn't know who the hell they even were. Like, I know who these characters are because I played the game for that long, and I'd seen these characters, I've unlocked these characters, or, you know, what have you. But General Reiku and Natalia, the big vampire chick. With
yeah. What? Yeah.
No one had any idea who they were.
No, and they mentioned those characters, like, a little bit into the whole movie, a little more than they needed to, and it just kind of like, okay, you could have put them on the side and hinted them out as their presence is there, but to put them into the franchise when there's other more familiar characters you could go on.
A friend of mine did make a solid point about that. He's just like, well, you know, they need characters that they can kill off and just throw away. And I was just like, all right, I see your point.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, no, it makes sense to get rid of some of the weakest characters you can out of the franchise. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, you have to give them less story. And give more of the focus on the characters that are big. The main events. The top dogs. Like Scorpion or Sub-Zero. Which wasn't that. It wasn't like that at all. Like, you didn't get a whole slice of the freaking pie or the cake.
Yeah.
You got a quarter of that with them.
Yeah.
And that was kind of disappointing.
You really got like a small piece. For me, it was disappointing because Scorpion is my favorite character.
Yeah,
I love the backstory and his whole quest for vengeance and just his look. You know, he's an awesome character. Truly my favorite. You got to see him for like the first 8-10 minutes of the film, and then you pretty much don't see him again until the end.
Yeah, we're sorry to disappoint you guys. You guys might have wanted that hope that it was going to be like an extended Scorpion scene, but it's not.
Yeah.
The trailer, again, misleading.
Yeah, definitely misleading. I mean,
what is this trickery that they're doing nowadays in movie studio productions, bro? Like, why are they like, haha, we're going to pretend these characters or this is going to happen, but it's not going to be anything to do with that at all.
Well,
like,
what? I mean, I guess you could say that they're trying to take a new direction, and they're trying to build this franchise around this completely new character who's new and original, and like maybe people can get behind.
Seems like a marketing thing, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a marketing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying I agree with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have been satisfied with them having the story being around Scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, you
but
guys...
That's me. I'm kind of in the older generation, and where it's just like, all we want to see is the original characters.
You're not going to want to see Alfred Pennyworth when you got Batman.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not going to want to see Lois Lane when you got Superman. Okay? These characters are side characters for a reason. Okay? But Scorpion was not a side character. Scorpion was the guy. The guy you wanted to focus primarily on, because everyone and your mama and your daddy have probably played Scorpion. Okay? Everybody loves Scorpion. Everybody might know more about Scorpion than they realize they know about Scorpion. Okay? Everybody, you can get behind Scorpion's story, because in the beginning, it felt like they were going that direction. It almost felt like they were going to use Scorpion's story as the whole thing and the focus. I like that, because he's an assassin ninja, because he has a motive, because now there's like this great story dialogue to go on that's based on like the whole Mortal Kombat concept of evil and stuff, and instead they just said, let's market ourselves on a new character, let's put it all on this guy. And you guys took a big gamble and you failed on it, because you guys should have realized people in the game world want to see the damn game characters.
This was the funny thing about the new character Cole. I remember sitting there watching the movie, and I asked my brother, I was like, who the hell is this guy? I was like, is that supposed to be Liu Kang?
Yeah, in the beginning I thought that too.
So many people thought he was Liu Kang, and then they're like, okay, maybe he's what's the other one? Kung Lao.
Yeah, because you didn't see Kung Lao probably in the trailers.
I think if you did, you only seen him for like a second.
Yeah, and you would have thought it may have been him.
But my brother had made a joke. He was just like, he's the creative fighter. For those of you who don't know, Mortal Kombat made a game in the PS2 called Mortal Kombat Armageddon, where you did finally have the option to create your own fighter.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely a new thing for it at the time. It was cool. I made my own. I think my buddy made his own. And that was the joke. He's just like, yeah, he's the creative fighter.
Look, and if they add this character to the new video games, now, is he going to be much more stronger than everyone else, since they made it seem like he was probably more tougher than half the guys there?
Is he going to be added to the game? I don't know.
They're going to add him. Come on, like, it would...
Maybe.
Okay, I think maybe based on this movie, they're going to decide that. Like, oh, if this movie does well, then the main character did it for us, so we'll use him in the game realm. But if he flops, I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to be like, well, let's take a step back. Maybe you can add this character if you unlock him, maybe. Got potential there.
I don't want to guarantee a sequel. I don't want to say guarantee.
No, there's no way. But it does seem enticing.
But it does seem like it's going to happen. Because this movie was set up to set up other movies. I mean, you could see it with the dialogue, with the things that they were mentioning. The last thing Shang Tsung says to Raiden, Yeah. Basically, spoilers. He's like, look, next time I'm going to come back with an army, and,
Yeah, you think you beat my people?
Yeah, we all know where he's going with
this. Obviously there's another direction on that, yeah.
As, most of you know, my hunch is that he's pretty much going to, that's when they are going to introduce Shao Kahn, and they're going to expand it on the Outworld universe.
That'd be cool. Okay, so did the movie have potential? Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it
So,
did.
Yeah.
It was so much that was different from the game and the original movie, from the symbol being a not a birthmark, but like a mark that you were chosen. Each story was different, but I kind of like Sonya's
Yeah.
because like her whole point of view was, even if you are not destined for this, through determination and sheer will and hard work, you can achieve what you want and you can get there.
Yeah, they
You know that.
Yeah.
It did kind of look weird at first because, you know, they were kind of trying to make it seem like she wasn't up to par with the rest of the fighters and she was kind of like a nobody. And, you know, for the older generation, I kind of felt like it was weird because for us, we were always like, no, she's always been one of the chosen.
Yeah, you don't put Sonya Blade in the corner. You don't. Nobody puts Baby in the corner.
Nobody puts
Baby in the corner. And Sonya Blade is it's the same person.
They left out characters I felt they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I should say that.
I mean, but we're not going to tell you who they left out, but we will say that there was a lot of characters that are in there. If you're, you have to be an all-time gamer of Mortal Kombat to know exactly some of these characters because they weren't characters that I was not familiar with. I'm old school with current school, but I didn't know some of the other ones that were in the gap. But his friend did make a good point, which was that they needed to eliminate some of the weaker characters in the franchise so that way they can get into the bigger ones. And I agree with that, but if you're going to do that, you got to use those weak characters as just a really side note. Shouldn't even be mentioned as much. They should just be an appearance, maybe one-liner, and then lose. That's it. Because if you're really not going to focus on them, then you should really focus it on the more dialogue and the more structure on the main guys, the bigger guys, the guys that are well known in the Mortal Kombat realm. And the fact that they didn't go the direction with Liu Kang again for the story, even though it was about him being the chosen one, Sonya Blade too, and Jax, like, come on, there's like a whole direction you could have gone with that. The Scorpion story.
I was okay with them not choosing Liu Kang as the main character. I was okay with it if, you know, because I thought it was going to focus around Scorpion. I didn't know they were going to, like, pretty much create their own character.
Out of nowhere, out of thin air that has nothing to do, and we were just going to play the guessing game the whole entire movie, trying to figure out who this is. And
that seemed to be the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was just like, who is this character? And it's just like, he's the relative of Hanzo Hasashi. It's just like, wait a minute. That was kind of Scorpion's whole backstory.
Yeah.
That they killed everybody. There were no survivors.
No one made it.
Now it's just like, oh no, someone did make it. It's like, no.
And that person somehow is linked to Scorpion and
that was supposed
access,
to.
I don't know.
That was really what was supposed to drive Scorpion nuts. It's just like he had this whole clan and this whole village. Now they're all gone. He is the last, and that was supposed to be like his driving force, and he's trying to restore his clan. Yeah. Now it's just like he's leaving it all to this one guy. It's like, well, who the hell is this guy?
Look, and even if there's a lot of spoilers in this whole podcast, we just want to let you guys know. That guy. It's like what?
That's the guy with the hammer.
Yeah, that guy with the hammer. There's a lot of things we're kind of spoiling, but it's the reason why we're doing it is because we want to let you guys know. You get into this movie, don't get into it thinking, oh, it's gonna be the best action Mortal Kombat game reality movie ever created, and we're gonna get so hyped on it, and it's gonna be great for the sequel. And then you watch it, and then you can't play it was bad. Now you have to continue on saying it was so good that you can't deny that it was bad. Like, come on now. Like, let's not do that. Let's just we're just telling you guys, like, the movie is still, it has its potential in it. But did it fail on certain things?
Yes. A lot.
And does it have a chance to redeem itself in a sequel? Yeah, it does. Terminator 2 is a perfect example of that. There's a lot of movies that redeem itself in the sequels, somewhat. Can Mortal Kombat do that? Yes. With the right guidance. As long as you don't put whatever his name is, Cole, or whatever.
At this point, if it does get a sequel, I want to say he's gonna be in it.
That's why I can't stand they're gonna be like, this is our focus. It's like, if you do this and you don't bring back Scorpion again, it's gonna be hell to pay. Somebody's gonna be telling you, get over here and give him back my money. Let's see. So, what else can we say about this movie? The costume design was great. The martial art was great. Like I said, on that end, you got to see some great characters come to life. CGI was awesome. Yeah, I saw her too. But again, there are characters you don't get familiar with unless you've been through the whole genre of Mortal Kombat gamings.
Yeah, you would look. For those of you who have played the PS2 versions, like Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon, you'll know who these characters are. You might not recognize them at first, but you'll know.
Yeah. So, just keep that in mind. When you go into this movie, don't expect to know every character you go into it.
Yeah.
Unless you've gone and looked at the entire roster of Mortal Kombat that exist.
I mean, look, some of them are going to be obvious. You're going to see them and you're like, oh, okay, that's who that is.
Yeah. But then there's some characters that were a little bit done.
Jax and Sonya, you can clearly tell,
Yeah. But then you got, there's Reptile in there, and it's a whole different story on that end. I feel a different view on that one.
You know which character I was, kind of torn about?
Oh.
Was Kano.
What, really?
Yeah.
I thought Kano was done phenomenally.
That's what my brother said.
Yeah, I thought he was the best, the one that was done better than all the other ones. He was the one with the mouth, he was the cocky dude, he was the douchebag, he was the traitor. I thought it was great.
Like that.
But the whole, I didn't
fine.
like the certain thing that they did. Yeah, so there's, I want to, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, okay. So it's like,
we can't really
we can't tell you,
but
there are some, okay, I'll tell you this.
Here's what we'll
There's
do.
some things about the character that are not from the game that are not in the movie.
There you go.
Yeah. We'll put it like that. So
we can't say a whole lot.
We didn't say a whole lot.
It's really hard to review on these, these little podcasts because, we want to tell you things, but if you haven't seen the movie, we don't want to disappoint you that much with the whole idea of how it's going to play out and everything like that. We're not those type of people. We're trying our best real hard not to give you too much, but at the same time, we got to tell you because you're going to want to see this movie and you're going to get a little confused by a couple things. So we're here to guide you through the realm of Mortal Kombat. So Raiden.
Yeah.
Dope.
Awesome. I thought Raiden was done well. I didn't know how I felt about, what was the other guy? The villain. The main one.
Shang Tsung.
I didn't know how I felt about him. I didn't think he was on that great. He looked, they could have picked, I felt like they could have picked another, I don't want to be offensive, but someone maybe a little more built. A little more, maybe younger.
I'm okay with him being old because, sometimes, they show it constantly in the game. Sometimes Shang Tsung appears old and wretched. And then other times, he's young.
But then I think they could have used that one guy from John Wick 3. The one who goes against him toe to toe.
Okay, yeah.
He would have been great. Your souls is mine. He would have been great. I would have loved that. Because if you saw him on, I think he was on Iron Chef. I think he says something in the beginning that he just sounds so bad when he says it. So I could see him doing it.
He does play a good villain.
I think he could have played the perfect villain. He could have played, and he could have continued to grow with the franchise. He's a very familiar actor. Plus he's a juggernaut.
I
keep saying juggernaut.
Yeah, you do keep saying.
I don't know why.
I see more as Baraka. He's got a clean head now.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Right? I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, Baraka would be cool. All right, so I guess we'll leave it on that note. So we're trying our best to tell you guys that the movie is still good potentially. You could still watch it with hope. But don't get lost in the story because the story was not done very well. Yeah. And don't get your hopes up for Scorpion and Sub-Zero being the main focus in the movie because they're not the main focus. They are some related, attached to it, but they are literally not, or at all figuratively not, in the whole story of the franchise or the whole movie. They're not the whole movie.
They are key components to the main story.
Yeah.
But they are not the main focus.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
We'll leave it at that. So if you guys like this, please share, like, subscribe to the channel. As always, we really appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.